Hello there, Billy here, and greetings from Berlin. I'm outside the Reichstag right now, the German Parliament. And it's nice to be back here. I spent 5 years in Germany, 1 in Heidelberg, 4 in Frankfurt, and I've visited Berlin many times. It's a beautiful, beautiful city, lots of history. And it's quite poignant that I end up in Berlin, partly because I was ill the last time and I wanted to make up for it, and my mate was ill as well, that I'm in a city where basically you've got huge, massive historical remnants of Nazism, and what happens when democracy goes unchecked, or democracy gets twisted into something that it isn't, and people believe that it's not democratic, or that passing laws taking people's rights away is right and making people believe that it's the right thing to do. Basically on the cusp of what's happening in Britain. And it frightens me because there are many people here drawing parallels to what is happening in the UK with basically 1930s Germany leading up to the First World War. I'm not saying we're going to end up in a world war. I hope we bloody well don't, because I like being in peacetime, and I want not to be a part of any wars, at least not, especially not on our land, and least of all when it's our armies going abroad and raping, pillaging people for natural resources. Basically that's what current war is. It's bullshit, just for profit wars really. But yeah, just something to think about. I've seen, I'm going to go to quite a few places again today and tomorrow and Sunday to visit, just to refresh on the history of how the World War came about, the atrocities that happened, and what people learned from it. And it seems that many people, especially on our little island, have forgotten or don't know about the actual histories, the history of what happened and what is happening right now, and the significance of it, why so many people like me are afraid of what the future might hold. And yeah, might is a big word, but it's not as if the people who are pushing for brexshit and no deal and all that kind of, they're not exactly likable people. Not for me. A lot of people, well, pretty much every single brexshit wanker in politics is an unlikable person, in my opinion. They're all liars. They're all paid off in the pockets of rich people, and they will do what it takes to A, protect their cash, but B, don't give a shit what happens to everybody else. And it's a frightening thought, because a lot of things like that happened in the lead up to the Second World War. Something to think about. On another note, it's nice to be in a city where people don't litter like we do. Everything's clean, and the public transport infrastructure here is phenomenal, and it makes us look like a third-rate nation. And it makes me jealous that our country is not as good as it could be, and it's not as good as basically Germany in terms of how it looks, how it's run, in terms of money being available for public transport, roads and things like that. But there's money for wars. Germany's far from perfect. Of course, big business has got its claws into politics, and yeah, there are many people in the pockets of people with a lot of money. The AfD is one of them, the right-wing party here that's managed to get itself into parliament. Anyway, but yeah, it does sting when you're like, I've got to go home to a country that's not as good as this, and I wish we were as good. And instead of giving tax breaks to the rich, why can't we use that money to look after our own people? But hey, maybe I'm looking for what some people would call a socialist or even communist utopia. I'm not looking for that. I just want honest people. Anyways, just wanted to share my thoughts. Take care. Speak soon. Bye bye.